Welcome to the Deuce Podcast. I'm Brad.
Gobble, gobble. I'm Jeremy.
And that gobble means we are doing a special Thanksgiving episode 79
Yes.
of the Deuce Podcast. A very special episode. It's kind of, well, how do we put this?
It's okay. So we had to think about this a lot.
Yes.
And
boy, did we.
And how we categorized it and how we were going to look at this, because it's not exactly our normal fare.
No, it's not. Now, before we talk about this,
Yeah.
I want to say that these people made a movie. I've never made a movie before.
Right.
Correct? We can at least say that. I personally wouldn't make a movie like this, but that's not me, and there is kind of an audience out there for something like this.
Yes.
Right? You would
Yep.
say so?
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I would say, we are doing Thankskilling 3. Now, Brad, you're asking me, why are you doing Thankskilling 3? Don't you guys always do the second installment of movies?
Yes.
And we are still doing the second installment of movies. This movie, this franchise, I would say, or franchise, whatever you want to call it, it skipped its sequel.
Yes.
So there is actually no Thankskilling 2.
But Thankskilling 2
Is part of the plot. Of the
is a
movie.
major plot point of
Thankskilling
Thankskilling 3,
3.
which is actually the second movie in the series.
Right.
They Leonard Part 6 to this one.
So if that confused you, it didn't confuse you enough because we watched this movie and it confused me.
Yes. It's the movie
Go ahead.
that we invited multiple people on to talk about.
Multiple people on to talk about. They gladly
Turned us down.
turned us down, which is fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yep.
I'm not blaming them.
No, I don't blame them at all. I almost just deleted our account.
We almost... There was a time when we were watching this movie and I hit the remote, right? And it popped, like when you're watching something on Amazon and then it pops out and it shows you how many minutes you have left of the movie.
Yeah.
And it said that we had an hour and 15 minutes left of the movie. We had watched 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, so usually I'm a little bit more meticulous with my notes. I try to write it down or try
This
to
might be a little
go
bit
through here.
Different episode than we normally do.
So I got through one part of it and I went, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. And had like a little mini meltdown because I did not think I could do this.
And I said you could.
Yep. We stuck through it. And when you didn't think you could do it, I encouraged us to continue.
I said Rocky 2. Do you want to do that instead?
Well, okay, so Rocky 2 was... I wanted to do Rocky 2 last year.
Right.
And I don't remember what we did instead.
I don't think we did anything.
Well, I think what had happened was we did like a couple viewers' choices or something, or like my pick, your pick.
I think so.
And then Rocky 2 was going to be there. And I think we were behind a week or something like that.
We were behind. We actually, November, we were doing dance movies. So Step Up 2 in the Streets, Staying Alive, and Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Go back and listen to those episodes as well if you want. Those dance episodes. Especially Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Because it does fit with Thanksgiving because they are serving you.
They are. They're serving you with, with a court order to get that, to destroy that rec center. Anyway, we're not talking about that movie, but we are also going to be talking about the No Phony Podcast Network. Jeremy and I are on the No Phony Podcast Network.
We are.
And it is a network full of no phonies. Is that correct? How do you describe them?
They are not phonies. That is the prerequisite to be part of the No Phony Podcast Network. No, it's No Phony Podcast Network is... It's got a little of everything, when we originally had talked with them and kind of, we were learning about the newly formed network at the time, it was just whatever you wanted to do, whatever you wanted to be. Like, it was just a group of people who came together, supported one another, and just had fun podcasting.
So there are many different types of podcasts on the network, including our podcast, but there are sports podcasts. There are, variety podcasts. There are sketch comedy podcasts.
Yes.
Call-in podcasts.
Yep.
It's podcasts from around the world.
Yep.
From here to you name it. There is something for everyone. And we are actually the featured podcast of the month. So why not do Thankskilling 3?
I know. Why did we do that?
Yes.
It was a really bad
It was
move.
a really bad timing. Let's do an unorthodox episode where we talk about this movie. All right.
That was
some things to say about this movie. I don't think there is anything to kind of talk about this movie. Do you think there is? No, I think just get right into it.
Yeah, I think we should just do that.
Let's drop the deuce on this one, shall we?
Let's do it. Okay.
Go ahead.
So where to begin?
You did take some notes.
I did take
some. Why don't we just start there and kind of work our way?
Yeah, if I can. Oh, God. Okay, so,
you've got like 2 pages, and that's 13 minutes of the movie.
It is. You know how I am with my notes, though. Yeah. You know how I always am with my notes.
Yeah, you're really...
Where I'm like, stop, go back, stop, go back.
Yeah.
It takes us like 4 hours to do an hour and a half movie.
Thankskilling is about a
Well, okay, so it starts with... So, yeah, Thankskilling is about like a demonic turkey.
Yeah.
He's got some sort of evil curse on him or something.
No, but don't know. We don't know.
Well, okay, so
all I know is he's 514 years old.
514 years old.
According to his birthday cake that he blew out the candles.
Right. Well, okay, but here's the thing. So the movie opens... and I have not seen the first one, nor have you.
No.
So, which this happens every once in a while where we actually have not... One of us almost always has seen the first one.
I would be lying to you if I saw this movie.
You would lie to me and say that you hadn't?
No, I've seen it.
So the movie opens with a woman floating in space.
Well, okay.
She's floating in space in like what looks like a fake NASA uniform. And she I guess it opens on her breasts. Like,
is that what those were?
Yes.
I've never, You've
never seen a breast before?
I've touched a bra before.
So it opens up with this woman floating in space in a spacesuit, but there's like holes cut open for her boobs to be seen.
Or her nipples to be seen.
Yeah.
There's no pasties. Her nipples are there.
Right. And it's played by the actress Wanda Lust.
Uh-huh.
Just so we...
Oh, let's make sure we get that because, honestly, Wanda Lust is a big listener of our podcast.
Wanda Lust, if you're out there...
If you're out there, please email us.
We would like to know more.
At the Deuce the Deuce podcast?
The Deuce podcast at gmail.com. Yeah. She was born in Hungary. Good to know.
Good to know.
Anyway, so she's floating in space.
According to those boobs, she wasn't that hungry.
And so this, what looks like a turkey baster spaceship flies up, and it goes pew, 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 and like shoots these little lasers.
Yeah, like really bad special effects.
Yeah, and it like breaks it in half. It looks like the purposely bad like
outer space.
Like Tim and Eric Awesome Show
kind of
thing, like where it breaks in half, whatever. And to this moment, nothing has been said and it zooms in on Turkey, who says, "Nice tits, bitch, in space."
Mm-hmm.
That's how the movie opens.
That's how the movie opens it. And at that moment, before you keep going, at that moment we paused, turned to each other and said, "Don't know if I can do this."
Yeah.
Is that correct?
No,
we did.
No,
we
because
did,
because a title card comes up.
Oh, that's true.
That says a film by Cranberryman.
That's when I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, we paused it, and I said, "Call Court. We need to watch this with him." Court Psyops from Cinema Psyops. I was like, "Call Court. Get him on the horn."
But I don't think he's seen. I think he's seen the first one, but I don't think he's seen this one.
He's seen parts of this one, apparently.
Oh, apparently he has.
Enough that he then refused.
Enough to do the smart thing and not continue.
Back out quickly.
That must say something of Court.
Yeah.
Because you have dragged me over to Courts and we've watched, some not great movies.
Yeah.
They're fine, but they're not
some cheese fest kind of things.
They're not Oscar caliber.
So, but he goes, because I was laughing about the line, and he goes, "First off, that's a reference to the first movie."
And first off, he knows that.
Yeah, because apparently there's a woman dressed as a pilgrim in the first movie.
Okay.
He rips her blouse or her costume open, and then says, "Nice tits, bitch," right before he kills her.
Is that the same actress?
I don't think so.
Looking that one up.
Well, I doubt it. But so he says it.
Oh, okay.
And First Court says that's a reference to the first movie.
Oh,
and I said,
okay.
"Oh, so you've seen these?" And he goes, "Well, I've seen the first one, and I've seen a couple parts of the second one, enough to know I don't want to watch it." And I go, "There is no second one. There's just the third one." Then he judged me a whole bunch about doing it on the Deuce, and I said,
"He judged you about that?"
He goes, "Why are you doing the third movie?" And I go,
"Oh, okay."
I said, "It's the second installment of the series."
Second installment. Now go up. We do the second installment of movies.
Yes.
It's not our fault that these idiots put 3 instead of 2 and wanted to skip. It's a movie that has said that it's the only movie to skip its sequel.
That's not true.
No.
Leonard Part 6 skipped the first 5 movies.
I don't even know if that's not even correct.
But it did. It skipped its premiere and its sequel.
That's what it's saying? That's what Leonard Part 6 is?
Yeah, it's like the 6th movie. Like that there were supposedly 5 movies before that, but nobody ever saw them.
Then that no one saw them?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Court once told me, because Court used to, he was like, "When we hang out on your birthday, I'll put whatever movie you want up on the projector." And every year I said, "Leonard Part 6.
Even now, knowing that Bill Cosby's a creeper.
Well, no.
Okay.
I go, Leonard Part 6, and he goes, "We will watch Leonard Part 6 once we watch Leonard's Part 1 through 5.
I want our regular listeners to realize that we do not stray often from this far from what we're doing from the plot.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, we probably didn't enjoy this movie.
This is how it went after the Cranberryman thing showed up. I talked to Court for a little bit. We read some reviews. I think we both went on Facebook. Then we literally started going to...
I went on Twitter. It's meaner.
We went to Podbean.
Yeah.
And started looking up our statistics about our shows.
What?
We were like... our brains were like...
Okay.
This is not happening.
Okay. Okay, they're showing this film.
Yeah. Well, okay, so...
And there's only
you realize
one
it goes... And then... A pumpkin pie with teeth and a captain's hat shows up in the lower corner of the screen in another little view screen.
Hold on. Sorry, I needed to check that off my bucket list. That you actually said those words on the podcast.
Yes.
Great.
Yep. It comes up and he said that he was Captain Pie-Let. Who's a pumpkin pie puppet.
It's not even like. God,
and he says, like, what do we do? And they're like, we're going to head over here to destroy whatever. And so they fly off, and a title card comes up that says Thankskilling 2. Then the video cuts out.
Yeah.
And that's when we realize it's like a video.
Yeah, it's like the cold open of something.
Right. A voiceover. Just kind of, it was like, the cold open of, or the opening of Men in Black 2, except far less entertaining. Except the puppets were just about as bad. Anyway, so we get this title card. A voiceover starts in saying that there was a legend has it that Thankskilling 2 was the worst movie ever.
I think everyone knows that. I don't think
Well,
and that's not true. Thankskilling 3 was not true at all.
Thankskilling 2 just had the good fortune of not actually being made. I mean, that's no. So
Thankskilling 2 actually has something going for it. It was never
didn't
really
exist,
made.
right?
Yeah,
and then it had a talking pumpkin pie.
Yeah, so I'm really like Thanksgiving 2 over
really
Thanksgiving
like.
3.
I'm interested in that.
Maybe
pie.
That's all we. You know what? Second installment was just that review. I think we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We just talked about Thanksgiving 2.
Yes. Nailed it.
No.
Good night, folks. So, anyway. So the voice says that, like...
I was being serious, but you keep going. Okay.
Oh, are you really?
No.
Okay. So they said that the movies, all the copies of the movie were destroyed, except for one. And then it starts talking about, like, villains and, like, the heroes of the story, and that our hero, had lost her mind. And we see this, like, puppet, this orange kind of Muppety-looking puppet.
Yeah.
With big eyes. Like, the eyes on it, I will say, this puppet, the construction, is very good.
That's the best puppet of the movie.
It is the best puppet. It's because it was constructed by
a puppet school.
Yeah. Who construct
Puppetschool.com. I'll pimp them out.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Because I liked that puppet. That's the only puppet.
That puppet was amazing. She looked great during the whole thing.
Yeah, and if you're going to have a main character, because this is pretty much the main character of the movie. And the name of it...
Yomi.
Yomi. And
I think you said... Like Yomi, an hour and 39 minutes of my life back.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Anyway...
So, this thing, it loses its mind?
Yeah, so Yomi has lost her mind.
Is it a she? Is it a he? I don't know.
I think it's definitely a she.
You think?
Oh, yeah, they call it a she.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I don't really get that.
So she's standing in this meadow, and a brain puppet rises into the air above her.
That was a brain.
Yeah, that was her brain.
Thought it was something else.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like a uterus?
Yeah, with fallopian tubes and.
Oh, maybe it was. I just thought it was a brain with arms.
Hey, sure.
Well, sure. You know about a uterus, but not about a brain.
I'm getting choked up here about
that. So it says, it tells Yomi not to be afraid, and says, "Find me, and you'll find home," which is what we think it said, because all we heard was, "Find me, and you'll find," and then it was like something garbled.
Phone or comb?
Yeah, we don't know.
Find a comb? Find a plot to the movie? I don't know.
And then, of course, the voiceover gives us our story starts here. And so you see this truck. This truck drives across a barren wasteland. And, of course, they have an orange, like an orange Instagram filter over it, just so it looks like
Instagram the movie.
It looks dusky and post-apocalyptic. So this guy gets out.
I did enjoy the music, though.
All right, well, like here, it was kind of like it wasn't quite sure where it was going at the moment. But so the truck rolls up, And this guy comes out wearing biohazard gear. And it's kind of, he's moving kind of slow motion-y. But like it starts giving this kind of like house trance like dubstep kind of, it's kind of dubstep kind of music.
Jeremy, what's dubstep?
Like Skrillex. I don't know.
I know what dubstep is.
Thank you. Okay, good. I didn't know how to describe a musical genre to you.
No, I know. I'm fine with that.
Is that good enough?
It was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. That was really good, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I majored in dubstep.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was that at the puppetschool.com?
This is my dubstep puppet. Pupstep.
Pupstep. That could be something else.
I know it could be.
There. Okay.
Careful. Being careful. All right. So, yeah, the music was great. Like, as far as that goes, like, I was like, okay, all right. Guy comes out, he starts unloading, and unloading his truck, and you just see, like, all these things falling out. I wasn't quite sure what they were at first. Then another guy in a biohazard suit comes out, and he has, like, an afro wig on his. I don't get what the deal was.
Whatever.
But they do this cool, like... They have this cool, like, shot where they have, like, a flamethrower, and they're blasting the pile of stuff that they dropped out of it, and it's DVDs of Thankskilling 2.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, I told you we're done. We already
there you go.
Thankskilling 2.
The end.
The end.
But it's like right here, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, the first part was supposed to look hokey, and then this part looks like a lot better.
Right.
Because the parts with
like,
Yomi, with the puppet, with the brain puppet or uterus puppet or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then Yomi and everything looked really good.
I thought so too.
It looked really good, cinematically, and then this even looked really good.
Yeah, right.
And so I was like, oh, yeah, okay, great. Like it's gonna look really good. It's just this other part was supposed to be like that.
Right.
Well,
So, yeah, we were wrong on that one.
Yeah, right. As this happens, this giant, like, robot thing walks up.
Oh, is this with the... Okay, go
ahead. Yeah, with a worm on its shoulder.
Yeah.
A little worm puppet.
Right. Now, to describe what the worm puppet looks like, if you guys know the movie Napoleon Dynamite, it looks like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it really does.
Yeah, it has that little Kip mustache.
Yeah, the Kip mustache.
Yeah. Now, I actually read a little bit about this puppet. Apparently it was super fragile, and it broke like 3 times. Or a couple times. Yeah. So that's why it keeps looking different, because they had to keep fixing it.
Oh. And
so, the first third was
why.
One. Yeah. They had to keep changing it.
Okay.
Or rebuilding it. But
kind of like the kids from Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Yeah.
Where they had to reshoot a couple things.
So he was 8, and then
they're like 8, and then they come back and they're 6.
He was like 8, and then they come back and he's like 32 with a mortgage. Just like, can we get this over with? So the worm basically says, good. Well, they've destroyed all the copies. Turkey's going to be pissed. We have to make sure they're all gone, whatever. And so the worm is called Rhonda Worm.
Rhonda, yeah.
Rhonda Worm. And the robot is named Muffy, or Muff. It stands for something.
If you think in Muff, like Muffy the mouse from Today's Special, like the mouse that rhymed in couplets.
Yeah.
No.
Although the puppetry is just as good.
The acting is so great.
Yes, maybe if we put that little magic hat on some of them, they wouldn't have acted just as good as mannequins.
Oh, I'm Sam, the security guard here. Today's special.
Yeah. So
He had a better mustache than
he did.
Wanda.
Okay. So now we cut to...
So if you're following along, congratulations.
Yeah. Woefully sorry. So anyway, they cut to Turkey's house.
Yes.
Which is where things...
Where
where I was like, oh, I get it. It's supposed to look cinematically good. Went right out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like... Let me tell you what I think this looks like. To me, this looks like this guy was like, gee willikers, I'm going to audition for Family TV Funhouse. And they were like, rejected. And he's like, I'll show them.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. Or something like that. Like Wonder Chosen.
Wonder Chosen? Yeah. Like, it's like it tried to mix the raunch of like Wonder Chosen and TV Funhouse and like up it a little bit, but with like the puppetry. Don't fucking need that.
Also, being satirical, don't need any of that.
No. It's better when you're just like when you bulldoze your way through the humor.
When you bulldoze through jokes, say the F word a lot.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, talk about fucking a lot,
nonstop. Say you're going to, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so Turkey is just watching TV and has a cake that says he's celebrating his 514th birthday.
And congratulations, Turkey, because you don't look a day over 513.
It's true. And so it's weird. So there's this like it's like a sitcom. Also, there's like a laugh track.
It's like a laugh track for no reason.
That disappears.
He's watching television.
Yeah.
So you assume maybe the laugh track is from the television, right?
Right.
It was maybe it was just me, but I thought maybe the laugh track came from the television. But then the television started showing commercials.
Yeah, it was just
so obviously there's no laugh track.
Yeah.
The laugh track kept going.
Yeah.
With them, so this part has a laugh track, but
yeah.
the rest of the movie doesn't.
I think it was supposed to make it seem like it was anyway.
Or it's supposed to make you assume that this is a comedy.
I don't know.
You should be laughing at these jokes.
So Mrs. Turkey shows up.
That part reminds me of The Big Bang Theory. Like really badly written, but you need to laugh.
Yeah, that's true. So, and they're showing like fake commercials, which I'm like, what is happening? And like, I thought like sometimes those are funny, but these were just kind of like, kind of ham-fisted and
they're ham-fisted. They feel like he's not trying. He's trying too hard to be raunchy and not hard enough to be satirical.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance for him to actually like have parodies of commercials.
Yes.
But instead he's like, this person in the commercial's got to say the F word.
Yeah.
They've got to be raunchy in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it just doesn't work there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, shoot these at your poop butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You should order one of these.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
And so it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. So Mrs. Turkey shows up, who is voiced by Benjamin Simon.
We friended him on Twitter, so we've talked to him a couple times.
So now we conversed on Twitter a couple times back, a while back. I knew him through the At Midnight days.
Yeah.
When we would joke about things or kind of follow things.
He was like on the first season of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
We saw him on the first season of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and I went, holy shit, that's that guy who I always talk to from At Midnight.
He was like the manager of the grocery store with a weird eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. Like, follow him.
Follow him on Twitter.
Yes.
Please do.
What's his...
I'll look it up.
Yeah, please do. But definitely follow him on Twitter. He is hilarious. But he does the voice of Mrs. Turkey. And so we thought, hey, why don't we reach out to him and see if we can get him on to talk a little bit about the show.
It didn't work because we were in the process of moving, and it just was like...
the timing was off.
At Benjamin JS.
Yeah.
So follow him on Twitter.
At Benjamin JS. But he did end up giving us a little bit of info about the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he was in a puppetry class that he was taking, and the writer or director of the movie reached out to him in the puppet class and some puppeteers to see if they wanted to be in the movie. So they hired him. They hired him, and then he worked on the movie for a couple days, and then the director decided that he didn't really care that they had bad puppetry in the movie.
Yeah.
So he just let interns do it. So that's what
unpaid interns.
Unpaid interns.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's when your movie's funded by
crowdsourcing,
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. So
to each his own.
Yeah. So, but that's how we were like, how did you get involved with this? But so he's taking through that puppetry class. So now, Mrs. Turkey.
Can I say something about his character? Like, there's a lot. Like, the director himself voices a lot of the characters in the movie.
Yes.
Like a ton. And if you're going to do that, switch up your voice. He doesn't switch up his voice.
I think he thinks he is.
I think he thinks he is, but he's not really doing a good job.
Right.
Now, when Mrs. Turkey comes on, I recognize right away that this is a different actor.
Yes.
I can kind of tell it's a guy, but that's beside the point. I can also tell, like, this is someone who actually knows how to deliver lines.
Yeah.
Is this correct? To me, it was.
Yes,
and so
very
I'm like,
much so.
Oh, you were hitting marks and you're hitting pauses and lines.
Yep.
So, okay, why don't you keep that person in? But no, that's okay.
Well, so then Mrs. Turkey calls for their child, Nibbler.
Yes, great.
Nibbler. So Nibbler shows up, who's apparently their child, that looks like a pine cone turkey with googly eyes on it. Like, it does not look like anything else.
No.
Pine cone with googly eyes. And
no, I made this exact puppet in summer camp.
Yeah.
I swear I did.
Oh, yeah. No, everybody has. Right. It's one of those things where you're like, when somebody hands it to you and you're like, oh, thank you. I'm going to put this right here. Right here. Where everyone can see it.
Right here. But that's the garbage can. No. That's not the garbage
That's
can.
my keepsake place. So.
But it smelled.
So Mrs. Turkey and Nibbler get in an argument because Mrs. Turkey says you should eat your grandma's carrot cake that she made, that she gave to your dad. It's, she's half dead, so you got to do it. Like, she worked hard on this. And Nibbler keeps saying no. So Mrs. Turkey eats some of it and then pukes it up all over Nibbler.
Is that how turkey is?
I don't know if turkey... That's what I really do not know. Like, so a poult is the baby turkey.
Okay.
I don't know if turkeys like spit food up into the poult's mouth like other baby birds.
And you know what? Like, we just saw a bisexual talking worm and a creature named whatever who had a vagina float up to Earth. I think we don't need to really worry about if the turkey, spits its food out of, to other turkeys.
But of course, turkey says, it's fucking gross. Because he's just yelling about everything.
Yeah.
He's like Archie Bunker without the wit.
You wait. I was going to say
without the wit. Yeah.
Archie Bunker without everything.
So now Nibbler apparently saved up his money and bought a Pluckmaster 3000, which prepares turkeys like instantly.
Why would you want to buy this?
Like Uncle Donnie, he has like a toy of it.
Oh, a toy.
And so he's like, oh look, the commercial's coming on right now. So a guy named Uncle Donnie, who was wearing like,
who's played by a human.
Yes.
It's not a puppet.
Daniel Usage.
Yeah.
I think is his name.
He goes by Uncle Donnie and starts talking about these machines that he's made.
Yeah, that like make turkeys, like Thanksgiving turkey instantly.
It's 30 seconds.
Yeah, and like just him like eating turkey over and over, or like cutting turkey up.
You think I'm fucking lying to you? It does.
Yeah,
like something like
eat
that.
your fucking turkey.
Yeah, something like
stuff
that.
like that. So, but like Nibla just thinks it's the greatest thing. And he's dressed like he's got on like a, what is that? Like
Washington?
French. It's not even, I don't even think it's Washington. It's like French, like Revolution.
Right. It's not even,
looking like
right.
He has like a powdered wig.
It has nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
Powdered wig and this like French aristocratic like outfit on.
Right, that's nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But later, and throughout the movie, they keep referring to them as pilgrim clothing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what a pilgrim is?
No.
You don't even know what they wore. Anyway, so the news breaks in, and 2 commercials, and announces that Thanksgiving 2 has been destroyed because it's the worst movie ever, despite being filmed entirely in space.
Mm.
And it says it has they said it was worse than that toilet paper commercial that shows people actually wiping their asses.
Mm.
Great. Mm. So turkey, may I also say turkey is spelled Turkie, because why not? Becomes enraged, finding out that Mrs. Turkey knew it was being destroyed. Somebody called and left a message for him, but she didn't want to upset him. He is flying off the handle and just enraged at this point, just out of control. And she says, "Look, I'm sorry that you're mad. How about if later I gobble your balls?" So he flies off the handle and he like slices her right down the middle.
Delivered correctly.
Yeah.
But poorly written.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, it was delivered with the right punch to it.
There are some people in this movie that deliver lines correctly.
Yes, agreed.
Not that many.
Yeah, it was delivered fine. It just wasn't a good line. I don't think. So, anyway, so he slices Mrs. Turkey down the middle. And, of course, the head kind of comes apart, and you see, like, a cross-section of the head with the brain and whatever, and blood spraying everywhere. And then she falls down. And so it looks like he's going to kill Nibla, which we are all rooting for.
I'm rooting for. Let's do it.
Yeah, because he talks like this all the time.
I will fund Thanksgiving 4 if you just kill Nibla.
Thanksgiving. We will fund Thanksgiving 4.
I will not. I will not. Don't hold me.
You heard it here, folks.
Do not hold me to that.
He will also star in it.
This podcast is not legal bonding.
So he says that he told him when he found out that she laid an egg, he told her mother, or he told Nibla's mother, to put the egg out in the sun and let it go bad where all the lizards could eat it, and like all this, basically like he's going to kill him. But he says, unless you want to join me and be like evil with me. And
great, Dad, we can be evil.
Yeah, so
seriously, that was the voice.
He talks to his mother's gurgling corpse, and like does this weird, like play on words. He's like, "You made me eat carrot cake, more like ferret cake." Ha ha ha. And I'm like, "Oh Jesus, okay." Are
you done with your notes yet?
Almost.
Okay.
I think you can hear the moment when my brain breaks.
Okay.
Actually, let me read exactly what I wrote.
Okay.
As they leave, a show of Kat Steinberg, attorney at Paw, comes on, which then cuts to a fly in an alley, which the camera completely cuts to now. The fly sings a song about being hungover because it got into too much shit the night before, and doesn't want to get another FWI, which I assume means flying when intoxicated.
Sure.
In the dumpster, Yomi is digging around trying to figure out where she is. A trash bag named Greg Garbage starts talking to her, saying, and that's where I stopped writing.
You know what? And I think that's fine. I think you've been deuced.
I went, well, look, because I'm a moment behind. I'm typing what I remember as I'm watching the next part. And so what had happened was she's in this trash can. The trash bag talks to her, and the trash bag is not mean or gross or anything. It's just talking to her. And it's like, what are you doing? I'll try to help you. You know, it's like, you should ask.
Yeah, played by the same person.
Yeah. And it's like, you should ask your backpack. Remember that? And so the cartoon cat on her backpack comes to life.
Okay, what I don't get about this is we zoomed into the TV, and what is this, part of a show? What is this part of, like, that's what I didn't get.
I think it's supposed to be like a cross-cutting device, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So let's go. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay.
So there's an animated cat thing which shows a lot of drug use, and it's making a bunch of gay and vaguely racist jokes.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Fun.
So it does that, and finally that ends.
Cool.
But that's where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this.
We really paused it, and you said, I don't know if I can do this, and I said, let's watch the next 5 minutes and see if we can. And the next 5 minutes, Uncle Donnie comes down the steps, right?
Yeah. So Uncle Donnie comes down the steps.
And some guy yells, Uncle Donnie!
Uncle Donnie! They keep cutting to that for whatever reason. They probably just had a bunch of that guy doing it, and they thought it was funny to keep.
He's got, like, bags or something. He's going to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he's got stuff to take to Thanksgiving.
I don't know where he was shopping at, Trader Moe's, because that place where he was at looked pretty run down.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yes.
He then, like, sees, what's the puppet name? What's that stupid
Yomi.
Yomi, I'm sorry. Sees Yomi. Yomi's like, hey, I want to learn about Thanksgiving. I need to find my brain.
Well, the brain says, you'll find me at Thanksgiving.
Right.
Or, yeah. And so he's like, okay.
Okay, well, no, I don't really want to. I don't like talking to puppets.
Yeah. Well, he helps her out of the garbage. And she's like, what's Thanksgiving? And he's like, ask your mom and dad. And she's like, I don't have anybody. Oh. And so he's like, okay.
Okay, so he brings, Yomi home.
Yes.
Yomi.
God,
I can't think of the stupid...
Well, it's okay, because in here I spelled it yummy a couple times, and I think I put, like, Moni. Like, I kept forgetting the name.
Moni. So then we head to Uncle Donnie's place.
Yeah.
Uncle Donnie's place, he's trying to open Thanksgiving land.
Wait. Before that, the garbage bag starts coughing and hacking and coughs up the last copy of Thankskilling 2.
Oh, yeah.
Which she picks up and takes with her.
Puts it, yeah.
Yeah, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay, great. Then, Uncle Donnie's place. Uncle Donnie wants to make Thanksgiving land.
Yeah. And so
with his friend. What's
brother.
His friend's name? His brother?
Yeah.
Was it brother? I didn't even know their connection.
Yeah.
Brother, what was his brother's name?
Jefferson.
Yeah. Franklin, whatever. Again, this is weird. They're not
So
pilgrims.
Jefferson is also dressed like him.
Yeah.
And he's talking... Now, Jefferson is played by Joe Hartzler.
Right. By the way, who delivers lines great. But at one moment, there's a scene where he's delivering a line and he's looking up at the sky, and I'm like, your co-stars are 2-inch puppets.
Yeah.
Why are you looking up?
Yeah.
Look down when you're delivering that.
So,
but that's great. But he delivers it when he delivers those lines. I'm actually kind of okay with his delivery.
Yeah, he's
not great lines, but
he's walking around with a like a stick with a butter knife attached to it that he's calling his long pike.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the person in charge of...
That was my nickname in college, by the way.
The person in charge of the security at Thanksgiving land.
They're going to have a, whatever.
Yeah. And so
he's... gravy train.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, now, okay, so now Joe Hartzler is pretty good with improv, I think. Like, he's done a bunch of stuff with UCB. And
with UCB and some other things.
Like, he's decent. He can hold his own. And because you can kind of tell some of this is improv.
Yes. You can tell some of it's actually better than what's been written.
Well, now let's talk about what he's improving against.
Yes, that's true.
So, what he is doing is he went and he's talking to his mother, who is
voiced again by the same guy who did Turkey, who is the director.
Yeah. Everything's voiced by one of two people, the director or the other guy who wrote it. And they sound so similar that it's hard to tell them apart. There is a like rapping granny type character, whose name is, I guess, real name is Lois, but she prefers to be called Flois because she raps. That's her rapping name.
Because one day Franklin or whatever his name is forgot to pay the bill. Yeah. And the only thing she used
to watch her soap operas. He didn't pay the bill, so then she was watching BET, and she felt like God was telling her.
Last time I checked, soap operas are on non-paid television.
Right.
BTV is you have to pay for that. Me.
Yes. But you're
Guiding Light cheap. Yo MTV Raps, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. Sure. There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
This continuity flaw ruins everything for me.
That's what it is.
This ruined Thankskilling 3.
I'm going to speed it up for you. This is a movie that is about a killer turkey who's trying to get the last copy of Thankskilling 2. Look, no one wants to...
Yeah, okay.
This craziness.
So Flois is a foul-mouthed puppet who is talking about like having sex with a bunch of guys. Like this is like the dirtiest, raunchiest, shock jockeyest crap.
Right. It looks like DC Follies stuck most of their puppets in like the shower and made them wrinkle.
It looks like somebody took fruit roll-ups and just taped them all over their hand and put a wig on it and then made it talk.
Yeah, it looks like if like maybe you just stuck your thumb up a prune for like an hour and then like that's what you got.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs took a skin suit and then just filled it with a bunch of like rats who were trying to make it sneak into a movie or something like that.
It looks like a California raisin turd. Am I right?
Yes. Okay. Correct. So anyway, and it keeps like, I mean, it's crap. So,
it's crap.
Don't
worry about it. Look,
Flois is the worst part of this. Which is terrible. Saying something. Flois is the worst fucking part of this thing.
She's terrible.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like when, like there are shock jocks who you're like, oh, they do their shit well. Like, they know how to push people's buttons or to, like, get into people's heads. I mean, Howard Stern made a whole empire off of this because he knows what to say and when, and he knows what will drive people crazy. This is one of those people who wants to be a shock jock, and they think you're a shock jock by just swearing a lot and constantly, like, saying raunchy things. Talking about
sex.
Yeah. And it's
just cussing.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous. Anyway, so in the meantime, Turkey and Nibla are like flying on the back of a seagull. He pushes Nibla off. Right. Nibla squishes on the ground. Turkey uses his soul to go find the DVD, which is at the house. Turkey, and then Nibla turns into the DVD.
Yeah, so
the little head on the front of it turns into a puppet.
Which, you know what? I could stand him when he was the DVD back.
Yes, because he didn't talk as much.
He didn't talk. Yeah, well,
yeah. So, and then he Yeah, so then Turkey manages to track him down.
Yeah, he tracks him down.
Yep.
So someone's at the door. So Jefferson or whatever the fuck his name
who's
is.
waiting for his long pike.
Long pike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to the door and there's this weird. He's like, "It must be my long pike. It's this and this," and like almost this like weird like dream-like thing, and like everybody else is horrified. And suddenly he like turns around and says something, and blood just gushes out of his mouth, and then he's just like a pile of body parts. And so it's like, well, what the hell is that? Well, he's just been cut apart. That was his kind of dying scene.
And every time someone dies, we see him again.
Yeah. Yes, there's this running joke. So Jefferson is always like, "Hey, come up here with me. Come this and this, whatever." Like Phyllis mentions before, like when she goes, she's supposed to be a rapper, and when she goes to heaven, she's going to slob God's knob.
Yes, right.
And he's like, "God's here. He's waiting for his knob to be slobbed." And like, just like whatever it is. And then he, of course, hates Yomi. But like later, he's like, come up here and this and this. And he goes, "Yomi, what are you doing? Fuck off." Just like makes...
It's probably one of the only times I laughed in this movie.
Yeah. And he's actually like, he seems, again, he's a decent actor. So I almost feel like they had him just kind of ad-libbing some of this, like, and they were just filming him one after the other, welcoming people to heaven.
Look, here it is. Yomi is in charge of the DVD.
Yep.
Basically, they want to destroy it. And Turkey doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Because that's his legacy, so Turkey doesn't want that. He goes on a killing spree to try to get the DVD.
Yes.
Right? But Yomi is on a mission to find her mind.
Or uterus.
Or whatever you want to say. There's the robot and this is gonna make no sense. Robot Muff and whatever.
Rhonda Worm.
They have the vortex.
Vortex, yeah. They're trying to send the DVD back up
to the vortex.
Yeah.
Some stupid jokes happen.
They flee They run into the wise old turkey who says that Turkey used to be one of them until he turned to evil.
Yeah. Here you'll know how to get your brain, follow the wishbone. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, this is a Thanksgiving movie. We forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so towards the end of the movie they find the vortex and then they try to shoot the DVD up into the vortex to destroy it. And they do it, but what's his bucket? The one Uncle Donnie is holding on to Yomi.
Holy shit! You did just skip everything.
Oh, skip it. We're skipping it.
Yeah.
Going up to the vortex. Yomi is like, thank you for, but sees her brain, right? So we know the brain's been in the vortex all the time. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
Who knows? Bear with me. I'm going for it. Here we go. And so, no, hold it on. And then she realizes, no, I got to go up to my brain. And so Uncle Donnie lets her go. And she dies in the vortex. But she dies for a good cause. But there was like a sweet moment there.
Yeah, there was a sweet moment.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a sweet moment. And it looked good. Like there's... So here's the thing. There's some moments that just look like it was filmed horribly.
Look, the reason why I'm just barreling through the plot is that you don't really need to know the plot.
Yeah.
I think we need to discuss how it was put together and all these different things. You know what I mean?
So just to sum things up, they go to the feather world and meet the turkey, wise turkey. They come back, kill Turkey. Turkey comes back with a bone army.
Right.
They go to Turkey Hell.
Evil Dead.
Yes, they make an Evil Dead reference, even with the chainsaw attachment. But he puts it on his dick.
To his turkey dick.
Yeah, and when he puts it on, he goes,
gravy. That used to be my name in college, but then people found out, and then they became Pike, whatever.
Long Pike.
Yeah, Long Pike.
Okay.
Used to be turkey dick, but now it's Long Pike. And those are funnier jokes than the movie, people.
Are they?
No. That's what I'm saying. I can not only fund Thankskilling 4, I could write it for you.
That's perfect. Save yourself a lot of money. The So, and then all the vortex.
And you don't need to know all that.
And just the gay jokes and tick jokes and
women
jokes.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. Look, people have done, I'm all for raunchy comedies, and I'm not offended by that. You can watch, South Park, the movie, did it way better, of course.
Yeah.
But there's also, some satiricalness to it.
Yes.
That helps, kind of move the plot along, or helps you recognize yourself in there. Same way with, in a way, All in the Family does, where it's you recognize racism inside that. So it's not it's not a totally offensive in your face.
Yeah.
This movie does not do any of that correctly.
Yeah.
It could have, if you actually had someone that said, let's take it back, let's edit it a little bit and go and kind of make funner scenes.
Yep.
Instead of raunchier scenes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Kind of put those in there a little bit.
Now there's some weird things in here. There are some scenes where there's one where Yomi has the DVD after they come back from Featherworld, and Turkey basically is controlling her mind, and it's give me the DVD. And you have this, it's again set to dubstep.
Yeah.
And this very cinematic where they're playing with lights and shadow and camera angles and how they come in. And it looks super professionally done.
Right.
It looked like this was a studio thing.
But then 2 minutes later you ruined it.
And then 2 minutes later it was garbage again.
It's garbage.
But they have those sprinkled throughout. And every time one of those happened, I was
you're
this is a movie I could get behind.
Potential. Okay, I got it.
Dubstep puppets.
There's a moment where the worm, Rhonda the worm, it's a very dramatic scene, and we don't know if what's going on with the vortex, and all of a sudden they go to Rhonda the worm, and she's he's playing a saxophone, and then he's oh, I'm sorry, I found my old saxophone and thought I'd play that. Oh well, back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
That to me is weird.
Satirical weird. Yeah.
You don't need to be raunchy funny, but you can also be absurd comedy and throw that in there as well, and still get a laugh and kind of mix it in there.
Yeah.
That part actually worked for me. I know that's we're talking, seriously about this movie, but it's the way it is. But that part actually worked for me. And I'm I wanted more of that. And I thought, if you have the brain to do that, you have a brain to be better about your script.
Yeah.
But I feel you didn't want to. I felt you were just just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
With the puppets, just go with it.
Yeah.
We can see the string. We can see how you made the joke.
Yeah.
Whatever. And again, this guy made 2 movies. I haven't made a single movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this guy's I'm better than him. I'm not. I'm just saying this is not the movie I would make.
Yeah.
But you know what, Jeremy? I think, we should actually go through our 5 questions.
Yes, we probably should. We probably should.
We've done it for every movie. We have to do it with this movie.
Yeah.
And look, I usually give reviews that people do. I'm not going to do that with this movie. This movie is a beast of its own. It's got 3 point some on IMDb. I'm sure it's got something on Rotten Tomatoes that isn't that great.
Yeah.
This movie is what it is.
Yes.
A not great movie.
Yes.
We already know that. But I think we should do our 5 questions.
Well, let's okay. So what do you think the best part of this movie was?
I'm going to say there's some music choices that I thought were fine.
Yeah.
I think, like what we said, there are some actors in there that are trying their best to make something out of, to bring humor into it that isn't just shock jock humor.
Yes.
That isn't just gross out humor. But it gets lost inside its own dialogue itself.
Yeah.
But I think that those are probably the best parts of this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot to not like about this movie.
Well, there's plenty not to. There's plenty that's wrong, but I go back to.
But there's that scene that you talk about with that psychedelic scene.
Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's more than one of those, or there's a couple like scenes where it's got like this techno or like dubstep kind of music, and things are happening, but it's very like almost hypnotic the way it happens. And when it does that, it's very clear. And those are like, it looks like the weirdest thing is happening, but it's like, it seems the clearest moments to me. Honestly, like, if they would have said, we're going to do this entire movie with no dialogue, and just have us do things
that movie would
to dubstep,
better. That movie would
I would have loved that, because you would have had to be like, what is going on?
I thought that would have been more, I would thought, wow, that's really kind of fun. And yeah, it's not the greatest sets in the world, but I thought, yeah, I'm behind you on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm with that.
Look, every character in this movie. Look, again, this is not saying anything. I'm not saying I'm better than the person who made this movie. I'm just saying every character in this movie had to do some fart joke, shock jockey thing. Yeah. And you know what? I don't think that's fair on the audience. I don't think that's fair on the writer or you in general. There's no moral compass in this movie. Yomi's probably like the closest, and even she gives some things that aren't, the greatest. Yeah. So I'm like, why do you have to do that with even the small like little rats? Why do you have to do that to every character?
Yes, I agree. And there was a roach that was vaguely racist. Mm-hmm. It was doing a Mexican. It didn't say anything specific, but it was doing like a Mexican or like a Latino kind of accent thing. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Would you reboot, continue, or cancel?
I actually think that this should not go any further. By the way.
Yeah.
I think that they should just cancel this. But having said that, like, I feel like I really want this person who made this movie to go back and go, how can I make it a little bit different? I just think that there's potential in this movie that I can see to make a better comedy out of it, but you're not, you know what I mean? You're not there or something. Like, I don't know. This feels like it's a movie that's made by a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And it shouldn't be. It should be made by someone more mature than that.
Okay. I'm going to say something which is probably going to be an unpopular opinion. I say reboot.
I say reboot.
Reboot it, but with, sorry, dude, somebody who has the skill to make it an actual property. Don't make it satirical. And if you're going to make it satirical, okay, the movie Black Sheep, not the one with Chris Farley, but the one that came from New Zealand.
Okay.
It was a tongue-in-cheek horror kind of movie, but it was something I hadn't seen before, to the point where I was like, holy shit, I'm making sure I buy this.
Right. That's what I mean.
And that's what I want. Like, I want a Thankskilling where it is like, it's satirical. It doesn't take itself seriously, but at the same time, it's serious enough not to just be like, hey, fart piss, bitch.
I want a Thankskilling that people can go to and go, watch this movie because it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It breaks the mold, but also reminds you of certain other things. It should be the Shaun of the Dead, how the Shaun of the Dead broke the mold of zombie movies.
Agreed.
That's kind of what this should have been, in a way.
I agree. Have you seen Black Sheep?
No.
Oh, we'll have to watch that. Okay. But you know what? Like, my instinct is to say cancel, but I think there could be something to this. And if you do it in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, I think with the right director and stuff, reboot it and make it like, I want it to be something serious. So when they go, wait, this is a remake. What's it based off of? And here's like a puppet of like something that was from like an old toy. And people go, oh my god, that's what you based it off of?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this movie stands on its own?
No.
I have no clue.
I have no clue what's going on.
Part of it,
who's that
thinks it
floating
does,
girl with the boobs? I don't know who that is.
Wanda
I don't know any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know who the worm is. We don't know any of that.
Yeah.
Why are they there?
Yes.
Why are they against
I
each
don't
other?
know any of that.
For each other?
If it even has any kind of continuity with the first one or what.
We don't know.
I don't know.
And I'm not going to find out.
Right.
Which answers your next question.
Does that make you want to watch the first one?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
No. Even if it was a masterpiece compared to this one, I wouldn't want to watch it. This would turn me off from that.
I watched the trailer. Look, I watched the trailer to the first one.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, and I don't know, probably is more of the same fart jokes and everything, but it seemed like those seemed kind of to have more satiricalness to them.
Yeah.
Like they didn't seem like there was all like, I need to shock you by saying the F word over and over again. Ha, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not funny.
So somebody else wrote this with him that I don't think did the other movie.
Oh, okay.
Wrote Thankskilling that did not work on Thankskilling 3.
Oh, probably. You mean Thankskilling 1?
Yes,
yeah.
We did work on that one. That I don't believe worked on this one.
Okay.
So which might be part of that.
Maybe
there's somebody else who rounded him out.
Look, when you're doing something like this and you have something that's a Kickstarter, surround yourself with people who just like to bounce ideas off you, man. I mean, that's what we do with podcasts.
Yeah.
With our ideas that we have.
Yeah.
And go with it. And trust your instincts, but don't be all like, I just have to shock you for the sake of shocking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Some of your experience up in 2 words.
Turkey baster.
Turkey baster?
Yeah.
Why?
Isn't that like the turkey baster thing? Because a turkey baster has more personality than this movie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because it sucks.
Yeah, and that it sucks.
I would say rotten egg.
Yeah, rotten egg. This is a miss.
Yeah.
Look, if you like horror movies and you like puppetry and you like shockingness, go watch something else.
Yeah. You know what?
This isn't even the good.
I feel bad because there are a lot of people who did take part in this who are very talented, very artistic people that I very much enjoyed.
I think so.
But
too.
I think of it like a crew of a ship. Your crew can all be on point, but if your captain is directing you towards an iceberg, there's really not all that much you can do.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I feel like happened here.
Look, according to this, because when we watched it you can watch this on Amazon Prime.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You can also watch it on Pluto TV if you have that.
Also welcome.
Also welcome. A bunch of other things you can watch it on.
You can pay for it.
You
Don't
can
recommend.
Pay for it if you want. I would not suggest
1 out of 5. Do not recommend.
I'm just saying, when you watch it on Amazon, it also says customers also watch this and this and this. There's a lot of people out there that want to watch something like this. Hey, go for it. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. No. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I want to watch a different movie than this movie. Yep. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. I think this could be better. It could have been better.
Missed opportunity.
It really could have been better.
I think it could have been better by kind of collaborating with some of the people you had.
Yeah. And you know what?
Workshopping it. Why not workshop it?
The premise of that the sequel was so bad that they skipped it and had the Thankskilling 3. Great.
I'm all for that.
I was too.
Meta. I'm all for it. Perfect.
It's like
keep going with it.
It's like there's all these little things that if you have the right kind of magic, they all come together and form this perfect storm of wonderfulness. And in this case, they all just kind of fell apart because that magic didn't bind them all together. It was just
too much stuffing.
Yeah.
Not enough,
All filler, no killer.
Yep. Well, yeah. Killed my patience. That's what it all right.
Obviously. right.
We do want to say what we are thankful for.
Yes.
It is going to be Thanksgiving here soon. We thank you for listening to our podcast. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving from us. But what are you thankful for, Jeremy?
Well, I'm thankful that there are people out. Well, I'll say, let me come back to this movie. I'm thankful that there's people out there who try to make products to entertain us and to keep us entertained, give us something to enjoy ourselves, even if it was a miss, even if they don't understand that maybe their humor doesn't work for everybody. I'm thankful they tried.
Yeah,
I'm thankful they did that. I'm thankful that there are people out there who will help one another to achieve their dreams. Like people helped this guy to make this. They donated money.
Yeah.
They donated money to make the Veronica Mars movie. They donated money to a friend of ours, C.W. Cook. Like he and his team, have worked on multiple comics. Like they have Lucha coming up. They did a few things like that.
So,
people. I'm thankful that there are people out there who will help each other because they know it's your dream and they want to see your project come to life.
Look, and maybe the director learned a few things that he didn't know before doing this movie, and he learned them while he was filming. That means you learned something. That means you did something. That means it wasn't just worth nothing.
Right. Agreed.
I'm thankful that I get to do this podcast with you, Jeremy, because we get to talk about
all
different types of movies, like you were talking about, and not always movies that we enjoy either.
Right, agreed.
We shouldn't always people shouldn't always go watch movies that you enjoy. Watch movies that you don't enjoy. Challenge yourself to watch certain movies that maybe aren't your type of movies.
Yep.
And learn something from them. Look, I learned something from this movie.
Yeah.
I learned not to watch Thankskilling 1. No, that's not it. Look, I learned that there are people out there that want to make something like you were talking about. We make a podcast. People might not like it. Some people might love it.
Yeah.
Who knows? We just are thankful that you're listening.
Yeah, agreed.
And that you made it all this way in our Thankskilling 3 episode. We're going to take a week off for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back. And because we're moving, what are you doing, clipping your nails? That was such a beautiful moment, and you're clipping your damn nails.
It was bothering you.
The whole time your hangnail was bothering you while we were talking about Thankskilling 3. You had to clip your nails.
It was just at the end of it. I thought it was going to be like a fucking...
where was I?
It was going to be like a fucking
we are the
pop gun.
It's part of it now. Okay. Anyway, we are moving, so we're in the process of that. So we're taking a week off. We'll be back in December. Are you still... Don't clip your nails! I'm talking about what we're doing. Stop. Just for once, stop.
I know.
Just stop. Okay. So in December we're going to do a nice series, right?
Yes.
For tell everyone what we're doing, because I'm disgruntled by your doing this.
I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but we decided
for Christmas.
Yeah.
We're going to do toy movies.
Yes. So we're going to do movies based off of sequels based off of toys and video games. Right. We wanted to we thought, well, hey, you have to be out there thinking of things to buy for people for the holidays. So we're going to be doing that up until Christmas. And then after Christmas, we are going to have a special selection that we want to share. We're going to wait till we get closer to that date to announce that. But we should have, I think we have like 4 like video game or toy movies for you.
Yeah. And where can people find us? Because I don't want you to clip your nails. So if you keep talking, you won't clip your nails. Stop.
People can find us at thedeucepodcast.podbean.com. You can get us at Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes. If you're on iTunes, please leave us a rating. We love to see.
We love it.
We love to see those ratings there.
Talk about how you don't like when Jeremy likes to clip his nails during the show.
Anyway,
and 5 stars though.
well, say you hate something while simultaneously giving us 5 stars.
That's what we did with this movie.
So you can find us there. You can also find us at nophonynetwork.com, along with many of our other partner podcasts. So go check those out as well as ours. You can also join our Facebook group. We'll post things there. Or you can also go to Twitter and find us at the Deuce Pod or at Deuce Podcast.
Yeah. Tell us what you're thankful for this Thanksgiving.
Me?
No, I mean on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, no, not you. You already did while you were clipping your nails. I want our listeners
thankful for.
All right. You know what? The sequel is king.